It's good, y'all, man. Back in the building with another episode of the Cozy Corner. Uh,
Indeed.
22, the Deuce episode. Um, got a lot of stuff. Well, not a ton of stuff to talk about. All Star game is tonight. Um, we
All
going
Star Weekend edition.
All Star weekend. We going to dip into that. We got some more interesting topics that we going to cover today. But first, how was your day today? How was your Saturday yesterday, my guy?
It was a good Saturday. You know what I'm saying? College basketball held it down.
Mm-hmm.
Good day of college basketball yesterday. How about you?
It was alright. I was working, but I caught a couple things. I missed the end of the Illinois Michigan State game. I need to go back and see that. But I was watching the majority of it, and then I switched over to the Kentucky game because they was playing Alabama, and I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting the boys to put out any work because Ty and Xavier were down. But Kellen Grady stepped up. Oscar Sheway did his thing, so that was cool. And the game of the day was that Auburn and Florida game.
Yeah. That was a good ass game.
Jabari Smith is a motherfucker. If you don't know that dude is ridiculous. What's dude name from Florida Castleton and Appleby, Tyree Appleby? They was hooping
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't know Castleton was back.
yeah, he's a problem.
I didn't know he was
He
back.
was giving Walker Kessler them problems, boy.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a cool day. The night was decent. Like the All Star shit was decent. But we gonna talk about that after we get into the first thing. So first thing on the docket, we got Super Bowl review. Um, Obviously last Sunday we got on here before the Super Bowl, gave our predictions. We both picked the Rams to win, and they pulled it out. It was a I don't know how to. I don't want to say it was like a great game, but it was intriguing enough to keep me in it, especially late.
Yeah.
The It was a lot of they were pretty much even, and what it came down to was that defensive line at the end. But before that, it seemed like the Rams was gonna run away until our boy OBJ got hurt, which sucked really badly. It was terrible. He tore the ACL again, which sucks.
That's what they said.
So um,
Did they say he tore his ACL?
I think that's what they said. I don't know for sure, but that's what it seems like. Um, but what's up with people getting tearing their ACLs in these championship games, like in football? Jameson Williams, OBJ.
Game 20, game 18, game 19.
Yeah, yeah.
Bound to
What was it?
happen.
Game 21? Because they played 17. Both of them play wild card games, right?
Yeah.
So they play wild card, divisional, conference. So game 22. No, 21. Sorry. Yeah, but OBJ didn't play some of those games though, but because he got traded and all that other stuff. So, but yeah, that type of miles will end up wearing on you. It's gonna be something interesting to watch going forward.
Yeah.
Um, and the MVP of the NFL, in my opinion, Cooper Cup came during that last drive and did his motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? They threw the ball to him on every play, like legitimately, and
Yeah,
they
they
couldn't
should.
they couldn't stop it. They could not stop a single thing.
Big time
Um,
players make big plays.
What did you think? Did you see the Super Gremlin remix that they made for Eli Apple?
Yeah, I did, but I ain't listen to that shit. I listened to like the first 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, I can't get through this.
Fool,
It was, it
that
was
was
something.
the funniest shit. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, that shit. It was definitely getting on him.
Um,
But
yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
Eli Apple definitely brought that shit on himself. But
He was still talking too.
as he should, I mean,
Talk your shit. I don't care.
what he supposed? That was a perfect throw and a perfect fade route. 99% of niggas in the league getting burnt on that
For sure.
by Cooper Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
So it's fun to pick on the man when he's down, but
Mhm.
that's how it go. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose.
Yeah. And it's gonna be interesting going forward because like with the Bengals, it's kind of like a thing where. Hold on, 1 second. It's interesting thing because like normally when you have situations where you get a super young team that makes the Super Bowl or makes a run in the playoffs, it's like okay, the expectations are high and they usually don't come back to that point for a while. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the Bengals do going forward because they have a nice team. They have a nice young team. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And sometimes a championship run there's a lot of dumb luck to it too, um, which is in all championships and all sports and just in life in general. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they build towards getting back to that point of actually winning the game. So yeah.
Bengals will be back
Hmm.
as long as they keep. I mean, they just got to fix that line and get a corner.
Yeah. The O line
I
is
mean,
the
they
big
said that
thing.
boy. Yeah, and they said that boy. What's his name? Nigga, they used to play for the Patriots.
Um.
Stephon Gilmore.
Hmm.
He a free agent this year, so
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I don't know why he wouldn't want to go to Cincinnati.
You never know. Um. I just have one question, and we're gonna get off of this. So why did they leave Aaron Donald 1-on-1 on that last play? Whose idea was that? I don't
We
know.
can't leave nobody on that D line 1-on-one though.
They was doubling him the whole game for the most part. Like for the most part, again, they was
Yeah,
doubling him, and it was pretty effective.
yeah.
And then what really changed was Von Miller started getting to the quarterback. Once Von Miller kind of turned that crank up, it was kind of okay. We got to even this out. And Aaron Donald had that 1-on-1 on that fourth down, and he tossed that lineman out of the way and got to Joe Burrow. Um,
Go ahead. Great dude.
moving on from football. That's probably gonna wrap up football for a couple. I don't know how long. And oh no, one more thing, football. Shout out to the Steelers, man. They hired Brian Flores as a defensive assistant. Um, that was pretty cool to see. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike
Mike
Tomlin.
Tomlin. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know who was behind that.
You dig?
Shout out
Um,
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin did his stud dizzle with that one. Um, yeah, moving on from football, we got like I said, it's All Star Weekend, All Star Sunday. Um, the game is tonight. Last night we had the skills challenge, 3-point contest, dunk contest, all that fun stuff. And the night before we had the Rising Stars. We're gonna start with the Rising Stars. Did you watch that on Friday?
I did, but I be watching shit on my phone, so
Yeah.
I ain't really. I seen Desmond Bain hit them last two free throws to win it.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I've seen really.
for that, it was cool. It wasn't nothing like spectacular. Like if you missed it, you didn't miss out on too much. I do like that format and how they do the game, especially like with Elam endings. Elam endings is the way to go for stuff like this because it makes it more like a pickup game than like a regulation game. So I do like that. Um, Kate Kennahan won the
Like
MVP. It
Precious
was
Achiuwa, what the fuck was he doing? I mean, he was wilding out, and then at the end he got too confident.
yeah, man. That's what
I was like,
Precious
come
do.
on, bro.
He does that with the Raptors too.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what you was talking about. But then he was hitting them, so I'm like, yeah, should I see why he was doing it? And then
And then
at the
he
end of the
looked off
game,
Desmond Main and he airballed that three. It was terrible. But
and then you see whoever the coach was sat his ass down at the end.
I think
Like,
that was,
damn,
that was
that's
Isaiah's team. That was Isaiah Thomas.
like, damn, it's crazy. But
And it was the only other weird thing is that I guess Anthony Edwards wanted to participate because he got selected, but he got hurt like the game before the All Star break. That's why he didn't play like that.
that's what I was wondering.
He rolled his ankle, so it's like yeah,
And his team lost in the championship. Huh?
yeah. They lost to Cade, Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro, and them. But that was fun. But you didn't miss out on nothing. Saturday, um, I feel like now Saturdays is a little bit taboo, just because of like it's been I don't know how many times what they've been doing this. How long the All Star game? Like 60 some years. It hasn't been since the NBA started, but not to my knowledge. But they've been doing this shit for a long time, and the other stuff was fun outside of the dunk contest. To be honest with you, the expectations for the dunk contest for me are really low now, just because we got to the point where it's like, okay, what is new that's gonna actually be crazy enough to like get me excited about it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, Obi Toppin did some wild ass dunks. That between the legs to hit the backboard and then dunk it, that was
yeah, that was
insane.
good. Every dunk he did was nice.
It was just hard
No,
as hell to do, and he couldn't get it clean, so it didn't like have that effect. Like, oh my god, that was ridiculous, but it was still cool. Um, I didn't like the four contestants thing. I know it's been a four contestants thing for a while, but I feel like I want to see like 5 or 6, and you get a timer please.
Yeah.
You get a timer, please.
Shit.
Um,
You don't like it now, but you want to see six
Cause
niggas?
look, I tweeted this out too. Um, I was like, at times like this, I wish Quay Parker was in the NBA. Cause if Quay Parker in a dunk contest, Quay Parker shutting that shit down. You know what I'm saying? That was the most extreme bounce I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you really do? Because I was asking y'all, I was like, okay, is it only four people because people turned it down, or is it like what's going on? And Juan Toscano Anderson was in it, and I don't think he expected to make it to the finals. To be honest with
Yeah, I don't know why they were sleeping on the boy like he don't got bounced though.
you, he so
He's very bounced.
what I tell you is the other three people, I would say two. Jalen Green and whatchamacallit, JTA are in game nuggets. Jalen Green just jumps high. I ain't never seen him do some crazy stuff that I ain't never seen before in my life. He just got cloud. He can just walk on clouds. He's a skywalker. And most of his highlights has come from him dunking on people, not like tween legs and stuff like that. Cole Anthony seems like a creative person. I like what he did with the Tims. It was cool. The dunk was okay, but I like the concept. He was getting sturdy and shit too at the beginning with the Tims, with the jersey. That was cool. And Obi Toppin, Obi Toppin seems like he was just meant to do shit like this. But
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to find people that are actually willing to do it in the NBA now, because it's like, okay, who do you? I was trying to go through this in my mind. Who do you go get? Like, can you name somebody off the top of your head outside of people that have already said no, like John Moran or Zion, that you actually want to see in the dunk contest? Like, who could you really think of? Like,
You see what happened with Jalen Green? That's why they don't want to do it. Even though I commend Jalen Green.
yeah, it was
He's
cool.
19 years old, 20 years old.
He's just
Went out
like,
there,
yeah, go ahead.
went out there. That's a big stage. That's the biggest stage he ever been on.
Yeah,
So I understand. I mean, I know a lot of people not gonna know he was only 19, 20 years old. A lot of people gonna be like, yeah, who the fuck was that?
yeah. Well, people don't really care. People are just unnecessarily mean. But I wouldn't. I hope this doesn't discourage Jalen from just trying shit, because like in life, just in general. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, just try shit. Just try stuff. If it don't land, it don't land. Move on to the next thing, but just try it, bro. Don't be scared to
Yeah.
try shit. That's how this
Feel
was
like
born.
yeah,
Like,
I feel like they said Kobe wanted it as his rookie year. Man, I feel like he was low key out there trying to do it for Kobe.
mm-hmm.
California kid, go out there, rookie dunk contest just like Kobe Bean. It ain't turned out that well, but I hope he does try to again next year. But if he doesn't, can't be mad at him.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because I'm still trying to think of people that I would put in the dunk contest. Like, I was thinking about Jonathan Kuminga, but I feel like Jonathan Kuminga is the same thing as Jalen Green. He just jumps super high. He's like wants to dunk on people. Um, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon already retired out of it. Dennis Smith done it twice, or he did it once. I wouldn't mind seeing Dennis Smith do it again. I want to see Greg Brown the third get into that hole, because Greg Brown the third, he might pull some shit off. Um, who else? I don't know. See, I'm blanking on people already. Like, I don't really know.
All-Star Saturday weekend is just for the event, man.
Yeah,
Just for everybody to gather around.
exactly.
Uh, Fuck the events, man. We just happy that we all these people is all these
Together.
greats are. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
main important thing.
Mhm. And speaking of the All Star game, like I said, for the third time is tonight. Team LeBron against Team Durant. Um, who do you think is going to win the MVP?
I had to say, if I had to give three, four guys, I do LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what team is Ja on? Is he on LeBron's team too?
I'm gonna pull it up. Look.
Yeah, I think LeBron's team is gonna win.
Mm-hmm. LeBron got some hitters
That's,
on his team.
yeah, definitely betting on Team LeBron. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Let's see roster. Okay, so Team LeBron has LeBron, Giannis, Steph, DeMar, Jokic, Jared Allen, Jimmy Butler, Luca. Darius, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, so definitely taking Team LeBron. If I had to choose MVP, I'm going LeBron because it's in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
Or
was
Luca.
thinking.
LeBron, Luca, Ja. Those are my top three MVP candidates.
Okay. And I'll just name off Team Durant. Team Durant is KD, Joel, Ja, Jason Tatum, Wiggins, Trey Young, LaMelo, D Book, Rudy, Zach Levine, Chris Middleton, DeJounte, and Cat. Um, for
Yeah, we,
me,
we didn't even say nothing about fucking Carl Anthony Towns. Shout out Carl Anthony Towns.
shout out Cat. I mean,
3-point champion.
he shot 40% from three for a whole season. So if
Yeah,
you
I mean,
know,
shit,
you
he
know.
said he was going to do it. He told us he was going to do it. I was like,
I
shit.
definitely thought after the first round Luke Kennard was going to win because he had like 25 in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the lefties out there, man. Team left hand in the building, you know. Um, but for me, for All Star MVP, I'm I'm usually an outside of the box person. So, hmm, hmm, I'm gonna name three people. I'm gonna choose D Book for one. I think he could put up a lot of points in that kind of game. I would go with Steph for two, and for three. Um, hmm, for three, I'm gonna throw in. I'm gonna go with Luca. So Luca, D Book, and who was the third person I named? Did I say Steph? That's what I think could possibly win the MVP, the Kobe Bryant All Star Game MVP. Nice
Yeah,
ass trophy, glass trophy. All the trophies are glass, which is amazing.
yeah, they got some nice trophies this year.
And one more thing
Sweet.
before we get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about today. What did you think of the skills challenge? I think that was my favorite part of the night. I like that, like with the teams and the competition and all that kind of shit.
That's probably the thing I seen the least. I wasn't even paying attention
That
to the
shit was
skill
fun.
shot. Yeah,
This was fun because you start off with shooting. You do like spot shooting, five pointer, 4 pointer, 3 pointer, 2 pointer. Um, that was fun, and then you go for a timer for I think it's like a minute, and whoever gets the most points, whoever's team gets the most points gets 100 points for the competition. And then the same for like the passing thing. So like to do like it's kind of like almost like a 3-man weave kind of thing where you just throw the ball through the thing. The one in the middle moves, and that one's 6 points. The other one is two, and the other one's three, I think. And you just accumulate points that way. And then the other one is the final round is like no, the final round is the relay. The relay, like the normal skills relay, where you grab the ball, pass, go weave, lay up, shoot the three, and then run down and lay it up again. Whoever could do that, whoever's team could do that the fastest wins. And then the last one for the actual trophy is a half court shot. That shit was fun.
I'm not surprised the Cavs won. We should have knew they was gonna win. As skilled as they've been all season, I don't know why we didn't
Darius Garland was
think.
hitting them hoes from deep.
Yeah,
He hit like two or three of them 5 point shots, which was ridiculous. Um, but moving in to what we really finna talk about, um, LeBron, LBJ. Um, LeBron had some stuff to say over the past. I wouldn't even say just at his All Star media availability, but before that, even with like Twitter and kind of things like that. Um, as we all know, the Lakers are having a not so good season, to say the least. They made some off-season decisions that were questioned at the time and are not working out right now in the favor that they thought it would be. They kind of ended the before the break kind of strong. They put some stuff together, but AD got hurt in the last game and things like that. But um, safe to say, things aren't going too well for the Lakers. But at media day, um, LeBron has some interesting things to say, and as we know from LeBron being here in the NBA for 19 years, um, usually maybe a year or two, maybe three, before his contract run out, he kind of tends to plant seeds of what his next moves may be. Um, And that's what we're kind of going to get into from some of the things that he's done and speaking to the media, especially at the All-Star game. So, amongst other things that he said, when somebody asked him if he was willing to come back to Cleveland, he says, "You never know. The door is always open. It's never closed, and I can't see the future." So that's one thing. Another thing is, not too long before the All-Star game, he liked a picture of, was it the GM for the Rams at the Super Bowl parade? It was a picture of a dude, and it said "fuck them picks." He liked it, and he like stamped it. And just to give context on that, the Lakers are trying to make trades at the trade deadline, but they didn't want to part with a 2027 first round pick. Another thing is he praised Sam Presti in the sense that he has an eye for talent, which some people could construe as a shot at Rob Pelinka and his ability to scout talent and things like that. And as we all know, when Bronny gets to that level, he's going to whatever team that he's going to. And he's also pushing P. What about all of that? Do you have any questions about it? Anything like that? Is it time to overreact, or is it what's going on?
I think it's just LeBron being Bron. Got all the cards in his hand.
Yeah.
Do what he wants. Say what he wants. I don't think he was necessarily sending shots at Pelinka. I
Yeah, I don't
think
think
he
it
was.
was either. I think he was just showing love because he was talking about Luka. He talked about Darius and Jared Allen also at that same time, and he was just giving love to people. But some people thought it was, and you know,
Yeah, just think he wasn't wrong though. So, you know what I mean? Definitely gonna play with his son.
yeah.
See when that happens.
You know how
See what
crazy that is. Like how crazy once he retires, you'll go back and think about all of the shit that went on in his career. Like he started in '03. I was 5 years old. I'm 23 years old now. About to be 24.
it's amazing that he's even still in the league to witness the All-Star game in Cleveland.
Yeah, and he said the last time All-Star game was in Cleveland, he was 12 years old.
Yeah. It's amazing that he even get to witness this moment. The NBA should have been had the game in Cleveland. I don't know what the fuck they've been waiting for.
You know what I was thinking? They may have tried to set this up because they do this
Yeah.
years in advance. They probably try to set up. He's like, okay, he might retire this year, so this might be his last All-Star game and everything like that. But it's not. He's probably gonna make the All-Star game for at least another year or two.
I think the 50th was in Cleveland. That's why they're doing the 75th.
Mm-hmm.
The 50th anniversary team shit was in
Yeah, it
Cleveland.
was
So
25 years ago. So yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Mm.
Now, with all of this being said, Lakers fans went crazy on Twitter. I was in some of the spaces yesterday reading tweets. Shout outs to the Lakers fans out there. And they were asking, what did the Lakers do? Because it seems like at the end of this era with LeBron and AD, the cupboard is going to be bare either way because you don't have any picks. You have everybody else on the roster besides LeBron, AD, and Russ are just like on 1-year contracts and veteran minimums. Everybody. So it's like, okay, after this year, what do you do? Or after LeBron leaves, or if he retires, what do you do? And people started to go into hypothetical land. It was like, okay, we'll trade Anthony Davis. Okay, why? Why would you trade Anthony Davis? Obviously, you would trade him because he is not reliable when it comes to his health. As we've seen this year, and it's not his fault. Sometimes it's just not his fault. Sometimes it's just like bad luck. Like he rolled his ankle bad as I don't know what the other night. LeBron threw. Who was that landed into his knee in Minnesota? Was that Cat? I don't remember who it was, but somebody got thrown into his knee and he sprained his knee, and just a whole bunch of other dumb shit that's like he has no control over. You know.
Yeah.
So if LeBron does leave and you just have AD, how much can you trust him? That's the reason behind trading AD. But there's another side. It's like, okay, would you trade LeBron? Which sounds crazy to think of on the surface, right? But if you want to trust AD, that'd be the route to go, I guess, to get value for when LeBron leaves. Because as we've seen in the past, when LeBron leaves a team, most of the time, the team is in shambles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you think of Cleveland the first time, you think of Cleveland the second time, you think of Miami for that 1 year before they built it back up because they're a great organization. But if you think about Cleveland the first and second time, like after that, it was just like, oh my God, they're terrible. They have nothing there to build upon once LeBron leaves. So, what's your whole outtake on people actually thinking that these kind of things should happen?
Definitely can't trade LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And Davis, I don't think. I mean, the Lakers been doing this pattern for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah,
They win a championship and then they suck 5, 10 years.
yeah.
So it's gonna be the same thing. But except for this situation, they have Anthony Davis. So I think the Lakers will be all right. Somebody will probably come play with Anthony Davis whenever LeBron leaves.
But the weird thing
And
is, I feel well, not weird. I just think people keep banking on that, whereas I feel like the landscape has changed a little bit because you don't have to go to LA to be a big superstar. LA is not desirable to everybody, especially now when with in the era of being able to do everything through social media. Usually, LA is a place where you can go and be in movies and mingle with people and things like that. Social media kind of has replaced that in a sense, not fully, but like
Anthony
you
was
get what I'm
Anthony
saying.
Davis in Space Jam.
I'm pretty sure I never watched it, so I don't know. I
It's
never
not
watched it.
happening if you don't play in the Los Angeles Lakers with
But you
LeBron.
got to think about all the other players that was in it. Like, there was hella other players in Space Jam
I'm
that don't
saying
play for the Lakers.
you're not getting that opportunity if you're not with LeBron. It's
Mm-hmm.
still Hollywood still run in LA.
Because if you think about it,
They're the
right?
most popular
I,
place in the country right
all right, I'm gonna throw this at you then. Now, when you think of how the machine works with social media now, you know how popular these people are in high school. Imagine when Mikey Williams gets to the NBA. He can go anywhere and he'll get anything he wants.
now. Where's Michael Williams from?
He's from San Diego.
California.
Exactly.
That's what we
Okay.
California.
Okay. So if you keep
Jalen
going,
Green,
if you keep going down the line, keep going.
Evan Mobley,
Mm-hmm.
all these guys that we've been seeing have these. Well, the first guy, LeBron James Jr., they from Ohio. Why
Mm-hmm.
do you think LeBron is going to high school in LA?
Why you think he did? I mean, because he plays for the Lakers.
Bro, he was playing. I think he was in LA before he was on the Lakers.
No, because LeBron, this is his third year at LA, and Bronny, no, yeah, this third season in LA, and
Yeah.
or fourth season, but
But I'm saying
years and seasons are different. But
If
Bronny's a
LeBron the
junior.
biggest talent, the biggest athlete in the world,
Mhm.
like you saying with the word of social media, you don't need to be in necessarily LA.
Yeah,
If he knew that it was way more business opportunities in LA, proof he's gonna put. LA is where the money is right now for those type of guys.
that may be true in his sense, because LeBron is a $1 billion person. He's worth more than $1 billion. But if you say, for instance, like who outside after the LeBron leaves, who is the face of the NBA? Who is going to be the guy that they push and promote the most? I know that I have an idea of who the answer will be, and he's probably arguably the best player in the NBA right now.
You can't see him wearing that purple and gold.
Who? The
You
person I
talking
was.
about Giannis?
Yeah, fuck no. He would. I don't think he would ever go to the Lakers. I just don't see him. I just don't think he's that kind of guy where he's constantly in this. He doesn't want to be seen by the spot. I don't know him, so I may be casting aspersions, but just from the way he is and his nature, I think he's just like he doesn't want to be around that shit all the time. He wants to go home and chill and not have to go to parties and mingle with people to try to make these brand deals happen. He just want to hoop. You feel me?
You can do that in LA. Kobe didn't go to all the parties and mingle and all that. 5-time champ. You can still do the business, do the work
You
in
can,
LA.
but you got to be a different type of person. Not a different type of person. You just have to
Giannis,
be a specific type of person to be able to do that kind of stuff. And
and
Kobe is a
Giannis one of
maniac.
those type of guys.
And I just wouldn't go out and just, you know what I'm saying, try to put everybody in the light of Kobe, because
Nah,
Kobe,
saying
I don't know. I don't know these situations. We don't know. So we don't know what the hell Kobe was doing. We don't know if he was at all the parties. We don't know if he was doing all that, cuz every time you hear something, he was up at 3 in the morning working out in the gym and going to sleep at
That's
9
what I'm
o'clock.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
can
what I'm
do
saying.
that.
You don't think Giannis is one of them same type of cut from that same cloth,
Hmm.
from that do the work cloth first, and then Hollywood, all that other stuff. That's
That's
what I'm saying. I'm not
there's a
comparing him to
yeah there's a
to Kobe Bryant, but
yeah
I'm
there's some
saying
truth to that. I understand that,
Giannis is Giannis is, you know what I'm saying?
but I just feel
Have you
like
seen Milwaukee?
his personality just doesn't fit that city. You know what I'm saying? Or even like a KD. A KD is I just want to hoop, bro. All this extra shit, you can go somewhere else with it. And even he's in New York. Even now, it's not. It's still the same kind of thing where he's just like, I'm just hooping, bro. You feel me? And going to LA might be a different type of vibe for him. Whereas if he was like when he was with the Warriors in Northern California, it's completely different from LA. You get what I'm saying? In the lore of doing that kind of thing, it's gonna change. You're not just gonna be like one of them teams forever. You know, especially with the way the Lakers are running, not trying to spend money and doling out money and doing other kind of things. And I don't know. Lakers not gonna be on top
Like,
forever, so I don't think they're gonna be a destination forever.
shit, they've been a destination for 60 years,
I just don't think it's
at
gonna
least.
nothing lasts forever, and I think it's coming to an end pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. I think it's definitely coming to an end, but the Lakers, it's like the Dodgers, the Yankees,
Hmm.
the Red Sox, the Sixers, the Knicks. Like the Knicks
Hmm.
still one of the most popular teams in
And
the
you see where the
these
Knicks at? They
teams.
ain't getting nobody.
Yeah,
They're not getting
that's what I be
anybody.
trying to tell you. But the Knicks aren't the Lakers.
They're
I mean,
not.
the Knicks got one. Do the Knicks have a championship? They might have one
Yeah,
championship. I'm saying we talking about the Lakers. They got 10,
17,
17.
or it might be
Celtics got,
18. I think it's 18, and Celtics have 17.
you know what I'm saying? The Lakers just got the bad people running it right now, but
Yeah.
Lakers gonna get it. Now,
Okay.
LeBron James don't. We do. Does LeBron James have the personality like the Lakers, like a LA personality? This from Akron.
But LeBron is a person that who can control. He controls a whole lot of shit. Like he controls everything that goes on around him, and some people can't control what goes on around them. And you see, LeBron didn't go to LA until late in his career. It'd be different if LeBron went there when he was 25, 26. Like imagine if LeBron went straight from Cleveland to LA. That would be a completely different kind of story or different thing in general.
But when
Once
would
you get
Giannis go?
mature and you try to figure out, you know who you are and you're secure in yourself and you know how to control things in your life, then at that point you could be able to do it and handle it.
Facts, but when would Giannis go to LA? That's what we got to put content. Giannis, we was talking about Giannis. Giannis just signed a 6-year contract.
I
So
don't
by the
think he
time
will
Giannis,
ever go to LA. That's
I'm
my point.
saying, but I don't know. I feel like then you bring up Giannis.
I
I'm
did.
saying that's what I'm saying. So Giannis, the only way Giannis could go to LA would be 5, 6 years from now when he's 32.
Yeah.
When he, like you're saying with LeBron, he's an
Mhm.
older guy. That's all I'm saying. It's not like Giannis is gonna go to LA next year, next 2 years.
Mhm.
We talking about 5, 6 years from now when the Lakers are going to need somebody.
Mm. I
That's
don't
all I'm
know.
saying. He's the face of the league. I don't know. Lakers gonna have somebody.
Okay. So, with that being said, the point I was gonna build upon the first part about like LeBron being a free agent. What do you do? And it brings back to mind the thing we talked about last week with the Nets. It's like that big three was there for what, less than a year. You know what I'm saying? And how that situation broke apart. I feel like now we're coming into a shift in the way that the league is going and the way that teams are finding success, whereas team building is gonna have to change. Now, before maybe a few years ago, teams were just in the super team era. I think we're starting to move out of the super team era into okay, we need to do something organically or have a dynamic duo. Whereas before with the super teams with the big threes and everything like that, there was a lot of teams were trying to do it. Some teams did it and succeeded. Some teams did it and failed terribly. like the Nets before KD, Kyrie, and Harden. Like when they tried to do the shit with KG, Paul Pierce, and Darren Williams, shit didn't work. They trade away everything, and everything is gone. That's the worst side of the spectrum. On the other side of the spectrum, you got the Heat. And even at that point, once that ended, their cupboard was still bare. But they're a good organization, so they're able to put it together. Um, but my point was, I feel like team building has to change because that kind of thing is not going to work for everybody. And the NBA is a copycat league, and once teams start to have success building it that an organic way, everybody else is going to follow. What do you think about that? Do you think it ever is going to change from we got to trade away all these picks and things like that with potential to try to get what we need now to win a championship?
It's not. It's not a. I don't think it's a set pattern to win a championship. I think everybody,
Mhm.
like the Bucks did it how they did it, the Lakers did it how they did it,
Mhm.
the Heat with Miami. I mean, the Heat with Dwayne Wade and LeBron, they did it how they did it. The Celtics with Paul George and Kevin Garnett, like you said,
Mhm.
did it how they did it. It's not in the Suns. Like if the Suns win the championship this year, it's gonna be because they brought a guy in. They did draft that whole team, but
Mhm.
they had to bring in the key ingredients. So
Mhm.
I don't think it's one way to win the championship.
Mhm.
It's
And
just
I was listening to Bomani Jones. He was talking to Dominique Foxworth on his podcast. So I was listening to this. It made me think about this. Um, I feel like, well, not I feel like I was. They were talking about player empowerment and how player empowerment is starting to shift into the mega superstars being able to make all the decisions for some of these teams, aka the Nets and the Lakers, and in some situations with Houston when Harden was there and things like that. And you look at how these situations are turning out now. Seems like these situations are turning to shit. You get what I'm saying? Even not even in sometimes with the Nets situation where you get a Ben Simmons, but before that, like the everything surrounding was a shit show. Like the whole Kyrie situation was a shit show. James Harden was talking about this dude walking around burning sage in my face and shit. This is just a whole bunch of weird shit going on, right? Whereas it's kind of like the players hold so much power that it doesn't allow the GMs to actually do their job, and it kind of hinders the team's ability to be able to build up to get to that point. Because if you look at guys from the past, like a Kobe or a Jordan or people of that ilk, they let the GMs do their damn job. Whereas now it's just like, okay, we have to get the player is damn near controlling everything and every move that goes on. The player has to be notified of it and everything like that. And it's like, okay, what do we have a GM for? You feel me?
but not every GM is Jerry West.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Phil Jackson. Most teams don't got a Jerry West, Phil Jackson. Or who was the other team you named? You said Kobe Bryant and who?
Michael Jordan.
Those guys don't got it. What is dude? Even though he was beefing with the team, he was still a hell of a GM,
That he was.
one of the best. So I just don't think we in that like. Do the GMs like? Do they even know any? Like Sam Presti, we know he has a track record for basketball. But
Yeah.
do you have these people even really know what they doing, or are these just figures?
That's a good ass question. For the most part, I would assume that they know what they're doing, because most of the GMs have experience in team building, whereas the
Yeah,
players are more focused on playing than actually building a team. You get what I'm saying? And
you got experience.
it's kind of dangerous letting the player control everything that goes on at the team level.
No, it is. It is.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
it's really dangerous to let it get to that point. You know, so I feel like it's gonna have to get nipped in the bud at some point where it's like, okay, we're not gonna do too much more of you control everything type of business, whereas you do your job and we'll do ours kind of thing.
But I think it's more instances of the player taking control of it turning out right than it is wrong. Like the only wrong example that I can think of is just what you just told me, the Brooklyn Nets situation.
Hmm.
But we, the Boston Celtics did it. Paul George and I mean not Paul George, Paul Pierce, Kevin
Hmm.
Garnett, D Wade, LeBron did it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, LeBron did it again with Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's way more instances
But he
of it
also
working.
did it with Russ too, and we see how that's working out.
Yeah, but we also overreacting on that.
Are
They been
we?
hurt like yeah, like you just told me. Anthony Davis been hurt
Yeah.
20 games.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony, he's been hurt 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team been out. At least LeBron done missed 10 games. The coach had
Mm-hmm.
COVID.
It's been a shitty season.
It's been a shitty season. And LeBron is averaging 29.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then we still got 30 games, 25 games left. They're gonna be in the play. And the league is just better. Like
Yeah. So
you're better.
another point that I kind of want to bring up is that I feel like the overall talent level of the league, as it should be, is at an all time high.
Yeah.
And the competition is starting to ramp up. That's why there's no like overall favorite to win the championship. There's no like overwhelming favorite like we did maybe 4 years ago when the Warriors had that team, or when the Heat were walking over everybody and things like that.
Yeah.
So
It's all right. I don't know. I think it's worked more times than it's not. When
mm,
LeBron, especially in LeBron's case, when has it not worked in his case? We still gotta give him the
yeah,
benefit of the doubt to the playoffs.
yeah, yeah.
So mm, I think like we think we talked about this before. Kyrie is messing it up for a lot of other players, but I think the player most of the time knows. Even in football situation, Tom Brady, he said, "I need Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
I need Leonard Fournette, I need some linemen, and we gonna win a Super Bowl."
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? It's up to the organization. You can't just let anybody.
Yeah,
Like Stephen A. Smith been told us he wouldn't trust Kyrie Irving. That might have been the truest shit he said in the last 2, 3 years.
yeah.
Uh, so you can't let anybody make them decisions. But the right guy, yeah,
But how
the
do
right
you?
guy knows what
There's
needs to
no
be
way
done.
to kind of choose the right guy. That's the tricky part about it.
Kevin Durant's the right guy. I don't know, bro. The right guys, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, those are the right guys. LeBron, Kevin Durant, Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
Kobe. Kobe said, "I need these guys. I need Meta World Peace.
Pau
I
Gasol,
need
Lamar Odom.
tomorrow them. I need those guys with me, and we're gonna win the championship. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
So
They got to
you
that
just
chip.
gotta had a right guy. You can't get. I mean, Kyrie Irving. Who is he? What does he prove?
Mm-hmm.
He's not Kevin Durant or LeBron James or
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady or Kobe Bryant. He
Mm-hmm.
that dude.
Now my
But
only my only pushback with the Kobe point is that 2013 season when they had Dwight and Steve Nash, and that kind of turned the shit too. And
Steve Nash.
injuries played a part in that too. That's what I was gonna next thing I was gonna say, but that's that's another thing that could happen when you're trying to build a team like that, as opposed to building a team where you have that one or two singular guys that are your clear guys, and then you have a bunch of high quality role players instead of going for three mega superstars.
But who did Kobe want?
I haven't. That's why I was hesitant to bring it up because I don't know whose
You know, he
idea it was. Who's
wanted Chris Paul.
fuck
The
that?
trade was
Yeah,
for
that
Chris
was true.
Paul.
Yeah.
Chris Paul and Dwight Howard.
Hmm.
That's a championship.
Yeah. That's a guaranteed championship.
That's what I'm saying.
Chris Paul and Kobe on the same team. That would probably break a lot of people's mental fortitude. Because Chris Paul is an absolute madman, and Kobe Bryant is the ultimate madman. That shit would have been.
Chris Paul have a ring. Kobe have 6. Then we are really. I mean, he did get hurt though. But would he have got hurt? He got hurt carrying them
No,
niggas.
he got hurt the year after. He got hurt in 2014.
Yeah. So probably wouldn't even have got hurt. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That run he had before he got hurt was ridiculous, though. In that year to get them to the playoffs, that shit was crazy. He was going on run like 50 points in 8 games and shit like that. That was ridiculous, bro. That was
David
absolutely
Stern,
crazy.
he said this is gonna be negative for the league if y'all two play. Who else is gonna be competitive?
Who would have beat them for real though?
With Dwight, Dwight could have had all the problems he wanted,
And Chris
and they
Paul.
still would have won.
There was no competing with no shit like that at all, bro. None at all.
Ended up with a broken back Steve Nash. 40-year-old Steve Nash.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, Dwight mess his back up before he got to LA when he was in Orlando? That whole trade was crazy. I don't think that trade worked out for anybody. The only team it may have worked out for was the Sixers. But early on, it didn't look like it because they got Andrew Bynum, and Andrew Bynum was walking around with half of his hair out and half of his hair braided, and then he flat ironed his hair, and he was doing a bunch of wild. Orlando got Tobias Harris back in that trade. Um, the Nuggets had a 1 year thing with Andre Iguodala before he went to the Warriors, and crossed Quincy Miller out of his shoes and won a championship the year after. Um, that crossover was crazy. I'm gonna try to pull up some of these. Is there a way I can pull up some of these trades? Let's see. 2013 Dwight Howard trade. Okay. So this is from August 10th, 2012. You know who published this article about the trade? Adrian Wojnarowski. Okay. So the Lakers will send the All-Star center, Andrew Bynum, to the Philadelphia 76ers, who will also receive Jason Richardson from the Magic. That's okay. So all they traded was Andrew Bynum and just Andrew Bynum, right? Am I tripping? So the Lakers send Andrew Bynum to the Sixers, and the Sixers also got Jason Richardson from the Magic. The Sixers traded Andre Iguodala to the Nuggets. The Magic got Aaron Aflalo, Al Harrington, Nikola Vucevic, Mo Harkless, Josh McRoberts, Christian Iyenga, a first-round pick from either the Nuggets or the Knicks in 2014. Good fucking lord, a protected first-round pick from the Sixers, a protected first-round pick from the Lakers in 2017, and a second-round pick from the Nuggets in 2013, and a conditional second-round from the Lakers in 2015. In addition to Howard, the Lakers also got Earl Clark and Chris Duhon. That was a lot. And
They were a franchise.
for the Magic, the only person that really worked out from that trade was Nikola Vucevic. The Sixers didn't get a whole lot. They got Andrew Bynum, and then I think he retired. Well, I think he went to the Pacers, and then he retired, if I remember correctly. Mo Harkless was a rookie. Josh McRoberts didn't really do too much. I remember him playing for the Heat. Christian Iyenga, I remember the name, but I don't remember the face. And I wonder if one of these picks ended up being Joel Embiid for the Sixers.
Some of them picks had to end up somebody for the Magic or the Sixers. A lot of pick.
I'm pretty sure
It
it's
seemed like nobody really lost in that trade.
Yeah, it seemed like it just kind of didn't really turn into anything for anybody.
The guys that were done with,
Yeah,
almost.
like
At least on that team.
yeah, that's really weird. Pau Gasol said, "I'm so relieved." Okay, there was other kind of other things that may have happened. It says Orlando, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia had also discussed a three-way deal. Oh, no, that was just them three. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So Dwight Howard was with the Lakers for one season, which is wild for all of the shit that the Magic gave up. And the bare minimum that the Lakers gave up. The Lakers only traded Andrew Bynum. But he was an all-star at the time, so you can't even be mad at that.
Player.
He was a good player at the time.
Healthier than Dwight. Well, I don't know. They both was hurt.
I want to look at some of the biggest trades from the 2010s. And just go back and reminisce.
Back to what I was saying, the only dude that took control of his situation recently, besides like Kyrie, Carmelo, he went to the Knicks.
Yeah.
But even then, he balled out.
Yeah, with Amari, and then Amari got hurt, and yeah, I'll take the L on this argument. I'll take the L. I ain't scared to take the L. Okay, So this is the last thing we're gonna do before we get on out of here. We're about at 50 minutes. Um, so this is the top 10 NBA trades of the decade from 2010 to 2019. First one is obviously LeBron, Chris Bosh going to the Heat. Miami got LeBron and Chris Bosh signing trade deals. Cleveland got two future first round picks and two future second round picks. And Toronto got two first round picks. Carmelo to the Knicks was number two. That's not bad though. Imagine you get LeBron for two first round picks, two second round picks.
He worth the same right now. That's crazy. He was worth the same 10 years ago. Might be worth more.
Yeah, especially with his last year, and we seen how much money the Lakers probably made from Kobe's farewell tour, and how much money the NBA made in general from his farewell tour, because everybody was going to see Kobe play his last games in their city. So,
Yeah.
Carmelo to the Knicks. This was crazy because there was so many different people that got traded to different places. So the Knicks got Carmelo, Chauncey Billups, Anthony Carter, Ronaldo Balkman, and Sheldon Williams. And they got Corey Brewer from Minnesota. I don't remember Corey Brewer ever wearing the Knicks uniform. And the Knicks got Wilson Chandler, Raymond Felton, Danilo Gallinari, Timothy Mozgov, Costa Kufis in the first round pick and two second round picks and $3 million. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are part of this trade. Timberwolves got Eddie Curry and Anthony Randolph. Okay, Anthony and the Knicks couldn't wait.
Somebody got to tell Jokic to start wearing number 5, number 1 or something. More Jokic.
Well,
Maybe he wears 15 for a
we
special reason.
I'm pretty sure he wore 15 when he was in Serbia. Let me see. Go to YouTube real quick.
So,
I remember getting footage for that video I made like a year ago to see. Let's see, Nikola Jokic, BBA. He played in the BBL, right? Or was it the no? What was the name of that league? It's the ABA. Think about BBL. That was weird. That was crazy. Pause.
I ain't
Okay.
even really. If you ain't say it again, I wouldn't even peep. I thought it was a
That is
real league. I
hilarious.
like a real
There
league.
is a league called the BBL. I have like a photo of it, like the logo
Yeah.
in my computer for whatever reason, because I thought it was the league that he played in. This is from 2013, Nikola Jokic versus Boban Marjanovic. This footage is so blurry. I can't. It looked like he's wearing 15. He keeps blocking Boban's shot.
Right. Boban's probably super slow back then.
He's moving pretty well.
Yeah. Or 7. What is he? 7'5".
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
You're talking about European guy.
Mm-hmm.
What what position would you consider Luka Doncic?
A point guard. I wouldn't consider him a forward, a point guard. What
Would
would
you
you?
consider same.
Mm-hmm.
So so when him and Jalen Brunson are on the court, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the one and who is the two?
I don't think it. I think it changes on a possession by possession basis. To be honest with you, because like
Okay.
it depends on who, whatever you're doing. Like they can switch. It's the same thing like with a to a in a lower degree like a Shea and a Giddy. Like what are they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or um,
Yeah.
who else could you think of that was like a 1 and 2 combo? I'm trying to find this thing. Okay. Yeah, he was wearing 15. This is when he was 17. Yeah. Yeah, he was wearing
Can't
15
take it off
before.
now.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you just said. When it is on a that's just the game of basketball how it is now. It's on a possession basis.
Mhm.
But would you so classifying let's just say somebody classifies Luka as a shooting guard for some reason.
Mhm.
Which is okay. I'm not mad at I'm not mad at it.
Mhm.
I was just saying if I would consider him a 1, maybe even a 3 before a 2. But
Why would you
the
consider him a
reason
3? I would consider him a 1 only, just because he handles the ball
yeah,
all the time.
I think he's a 1. He's definitely a 1.
Mhm.
But I would say a 2. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
He is a 2. I mean, he That's just the game of basketball nowadays. That's
Yeah,
that's what I was trying. There is really no such thing as a one or two,
exactly.
but people don't understand that.
Hmm.
So my thing is, they were the reasoning for Luca being a two was because he was being guarded by other two guards, and he's guarding on the defense, and he's probably guarding shooting guards too.
Yeah,
And I'm like, all right, so Chris Paul is not guarding Luka Doncic.
yeah.
No point guard I know is guarding Luka Doncic.
No,
So
there's only a select few, and they're all big. Like Ben Simmons will guard him.
right,
Yeah.
and that's another example of what we're talking about.
Hmm.
How Ben Simmons 6'9",
He's 6'11" actually.
right? What position is LeBron James right
LeBron
now?
is a right now. LeBron's a point guard. Before I want to say, I don't know. I will have to go back and watch those games before that because I don't remember all of that because I was a little kid. From like his first stint in Cleveland, like his MVP, his first MVP in '09, I don't remember because I feel like time was different. So Mo Williams or Boobie Gibson probably was the real point guard.
Yeah, but so Jokic,
Hmm.
he is a center,
Yes,
but is he playing the point guard?
for this team with this roster, yes. Well, even with Murray and them, yes, because to be honest with you, I wouldn't even classify it as a point guard. I wouldn't even say point guard. I would just say who does the offense run through? You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
That is the thank you. D. That is the main duty of the point guard, right?
Yes.
So whoever is running the offense is playing point guard. It don't matter if he's 5'11",
Or 7'2".
7 foot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Thank you, DJ. That's all. That's I,
Did that question come from the Jason Tatum thing?
oh,
Where
the
he was talking about the
question.
All NBA kind of thing, where it was like we should just have the
No, this
15 best
didn't come from
players
you.
instead of. That's
This
Jason
just.
Tatum. Jason Tatum was talking about that, not me.
I didn't even with JJ Redick.
Yeah,
No, I didn't really see what
because
he was talking about.
apparently people. I don't know if it was just one person. One person voted for him not to be All NBA because they didn't like the shots he was taking, and it cost him $30 million. But continue.
No, I need to watch that. That was one with him and Jada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that. But no, that's really just what I was trying to say. I was like, it doesn't matter if he's there is no positions in the game right now. Then I had even tried to break it
There's
down in a simple way.
Yeah, I would say there's roles, not positions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you had a son, and this is the question I asked this person. I said, if you had a son, and you
Mhm.
let's just say in a perfect world, you wanted him to go to the league,
Mhm.
and you wanted him to be like I asked. I said, what height would you want your son
Mhm.
for all this perfect world stuff?
Yeah.
He said 6'9", 6'8". I
Mhm.
said, what position would you want your child to play? He
Mhm.
said small forward. I said, so how would you train this kid up from the youngin
Mhm.
till he got to the league? He said, I would train him like a small forward. And I'm like,
That
you're
doesn't
doing the
even make
kid.
sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're doing the kid a disservice.
Yeah,
You
you
want
don't want to put him in a box.
exactly, and that's what. And then why do you? And then that's exactly why guys like Jokic and Luka are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Jokic been playing point guard since he was 14,
Mhm.
probably,
Yeah.
and that's just the difference between the European game and the American game. Putting our
Well,
big kids in the
I
box.
wouldn't even say that's the difference from my experience from listening to people talk about it. The difference between the European game and the American game is that the European game is way less selfish. It's more so of a team game, whereas so say for instance if you go look at EuroLeague stats, they look nothing like the NBA stats because most of the players are gonna average anywhere from maybe 12 to 17 to 20 points a game. In the NBA, you got like 6 to 8 dudes that's averaging 30. You know what I'm saying? 20 over in the EuroLeague when you're playing in that system because it's more physical. It's probably a faster pace. I'll have to watch more. It's probably faster pace, more physical, and more so of a team game than the NBA is. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they're just different places. They're completely different places. And the difference between American and European specific, like with their grassroots system, is everything. This is what I learned from the Luca from making that video about Luca a year ago. Luka was playing with Real Madrid when he was 12 years old. He wasn't playing on the team with the men, but
Yeah,
all of their stuff, they didn't have high school teams. All of their stuff went through the professional sports club. Like,
yeah, we definitely need that in America.
I wouldn't say we need it, but
Yeah, we don't need it.
it's just a different kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
say for instance, if we're here and the Wizards have their own like club of youth sports, it'd be a whole lot easier to cherry pick who you got, but you can't really do that because the college system is already set up. AAU's been set up since the beginning of I don't know when, so I don't think
yeah.
any of that's gonna change over here. But that's just how their system is set up over there. So they teach it a different way.
They might have a better system.
Am I to your question? How would you train him? You got to figure out what is he good at. First of all, if you put him out, if you get him out there on the court, and he's athletic. Okay, then you would train him in the sense of, first of all, you got to learn the fundamentals of what you're doing. Like, okay, you're athletic. Let's go. Let's work on rebounding. Let's work on
Yeah,
blocking shots. Let's work on running the floor, especially if you're already tall, because at that point, if you're already tall in a team setting, you're probably going to be getting rebounds, running the floor, setting picks, and things like that for in a team sense. But if you want them to be better, you could just do individual skill work to work on your handle. It's not that hard to get your handle up. You know what I'm saying? You just got
oh,
to get
but
used to the ball, and you just
yeah,
got to handle the ball, really. Because, like, for me, when I probably didn't get, you know me, we've played together. My handle was nothing when I was probably like 12 or 13. It was one summer where I would go outside every day and dribble the ball. I wasn't doing nothing crazy. I was just dribbling the ball regular. And
yeah,
once you get your hand gets used to just handling the ball, you'll be able to just do things together. And you could just try stuff. You don't have to think of different combinations to do because when you're in a game or if you're playing somebody, you're not thinking of what you're doing before you do it. You just do it.
yeah.
So yeah, that would be my my thing.
Then like with an example, I have like what we were just talking about, like coming up, uh, working on your skill and all that type of stuff.
Mhm.
I think like a good example of this would be that boy Jabari Smith.
Mhm.
He's 6'10", 6'11",
Mhm.
whatever he is.
Yeah.
And shit, he pulling up from three.
That man is ridiculous, bro. Oh my
And that's
god.
and his parents. I mean, I guess his dad was in the league or whatever. But
Yeah, he played in the league for 10 years.
yeah, his parents, his dad did him right. He
Yeah.
knew he's like, all right, this kid's gonna be 6'10", but I'm not
Shoot the
gonna
ball.
train
I
him as
want
a
you to learn how to shoot the ball.
right. I'm not gonna train him as a back to the basket guy.
Mm-mm.
That's limiting that kid. And that's
Yeah.
the same thing. Like if let's say for this example, you want your kid to be a small forward, for him to be the best player he needs to be, he still needs to have point guard skills.
I wouldn't. You just have to be a well-rounded player. You got to be able to do at least a little bit of everything, and it doesn't have to come fast. You could take your time, and it can be a slow but steady build. And you know, it's just that. And specifically, like you got the person that you're training has to be able to want it too. You can't just be making them do it. You know.
Mhm. Oh no, we were just having this long debate about positions in basketball, and I'm like,
Hmm.
bro, gotta catch up, man. I don't even know why we debating about this. Like,
Hmm. It's weird. I
no,
mean, it's not weird. It's just like people are used to a certain way of basketball, and it's like it's not that anymore.
like Magic Johnson, he was playing center, he was doing everything
Hmm.
40 years ago. Why is it taking so long? Why are we still calling LeBron James? Like my whole thing, why can't we call? I was calling Jokic a point center, whichever, which maybe not be an actual thing,
Yeah.
but what is the difference between a point center and a playmaking center?
There's no difference. It's the same thing.
Same thing. So if you can call him a playmaking center, you can call him a point center.
Hmm.
Like you can call LeBron a point forward,
Yeah.
call him Doncic. I don't know what you call Doncic.
Like what Allen Iverson say, he's just a killer. He's just a killer. Just a killer. You're like, ain't no if, ands, or nothing, but he's just a killer, bro. Okay. One more thing before we wrap it up. I got a question to ask you. Um, Do you know who the Nets got when they got KG? Who else they got when they got KG and Paul Pierce from the Boston Celtics? There's two other people on this list. One is a guy that I remember playing college basketball for Indiana a long time ago, and the other one won a championship against LeBron. You got to name him. And LeBron eviscerated him like a few years after because he was talking shit.
He got a championship against LeBron.
Yep. And he got one of LeBron's greatest highlights ever was on him.
He talking about damn.
He played at Arizona. He played for
Lucas.
the
You're
Mavericks.
not talking about John Lucas.
No, he played for the Mavericks.
Jason Terry.
Yeah. And the other one, he didn't have too much of an NBA career, but he played at Indiana, Big Ten legend, 6'9". He has the same name as me, but not the same last name. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get this one because I just remember bro name and I just matched his name up with his face. This is like early 2000s. Not early 2000s. When did he play at Indiana?
Definitely don't remember.
He's from
nobody.
Alabama. It was DJ White. He played at Indiana from 2004 to 2008.
You said it. I thought about the dude that just got drafted. Like he had a problem thing with Iowa State. Yeah, a heart problem. There.
Nah, it was. Nah, he didn't have. You talking about Royce White?
Yeah, that's what
Nah, he didn't have. He didn't have heart problems. He had anxiety with planes and shit like that. So that didn't work out.
Never. So he had anxiety with planes. He never played. Well, he did play, but
Every
he never
place they
got.
went, I think he like got on the train or a bus
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
crazy. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That's hella unfortunate.
That is. This trade list is very underwhelming.
EJ White though. That name sounds a little familiar.
Yeah. If you see his face, you remember him for a fact. Okay, this is the last thing. Do you know what James Harden got traded for?
Okay.
Yeah, who did OKC get from the Rockets? They got 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, but name the 2 players that OKC got in return for James Harden.
Davo Sevalos.
Dabo was there when James Harden was there.
Mm.
Both of them, one won a national championship in college in 2011. He was a role player, a freshman, and the other one got buckets. I can't tell you because it'll give it away. It was an incredible run, one of the most incredible tournament runs that we've seen in recent history.
No, it wasn't. Couldn't have been Jeremy Lamb, Kemba Walker. Couldn't have been none
It
of
was
them.
Jeremy Lamb.
It was Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah. And the other one is a known bucket getter. He played for the Kings, and he played for a whole bunch of other teams.
Jeremy Lamb got traded for James Harden.
Yeah, but this was early. This is early Jeremy Lamb. Like he still had potential.
Yeah,
He
no.
got hurt a
I'm not
bunch
disputing.
and things like
I
that.
just ain't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one
And
was
who's
just a
the other
pure
guy?
bucket getter. Pure bucket getter. He was in the NBA for a while. He played for the Kings and he played for the Rockets before he got traded. And he got played for a whole bunch of other different teams too, like Minnesota, Portland. Light skin, get buckets. Nasty looking jumper.
Jeremy Green. Not Jeremy Green.
Nah.
Light skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Like 6'5". You know what I'm
played for the
saying?
Kings and
Yeah.
the Rock.
You'll probably recognize him from the Kings the most. Yeah.
Kevin Martin.
Yes. Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick.
No, he really got buckets. Had to
That's
think
what I'm
about it.
saying.
When you said Rockets and King, I'm like, yeah.
Really getting
Light
to
skin.
it.
6'5". When you said 6'5", that really what gave it away.
Yeah, really getting to it. And
Yeah.
Houston got 3 college legends in James Harden. One college legend was at Kansas, the other one was at Ohio State, and the other one played at Marquette.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you talking about the people that they drafted with the picks?
No, the people that Houston got from OKC. So outside of Harden, you got 3 guys that were more so known for their college career than their NBA career. One was at Ohio State, One was at Kansas, and the other one was at Marquette.
Ohio
The
State, Kansas, and Marquette.
the one that played at Marquette played with
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder and Jimmy Butler.
If it's not Jay Crowder, then hey, she ain't gonna get that one then.
Okay. I'll let you do
Wait, I think
Ohio
that's
State and Kansas first because those would be the easier ones. There's a
the
center.
Marquette.
There's a center at Kansas and a guard slash wing at Ohio State.
Guard/wing at Ohio
That was
State.
playing when they went to the national championship with Greg Oden and Mike Conley. He was on that team. He played for the Heat for a while too.
Shit, he got a brother in the league.
Mm-mm. Not that I know
Uh,
of. I don't think so.
Says Marquette guy. He got a hyphen in his last name.
No. His first name starts with a L. The Marquette.
Ain't gonna get that. Ohio State. He said she was a 2.
He was a shooter. He was the shooter on the team. And this is like this is late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. Now it's crazy because I definitely remember watching that tournament.
He wore number 14. You know?
I don't even think I'm gonna get the Kansas big man. Fuck is the Kansas big man?
You should get the Kansas big man.
Is he
Kansas
black
big
or
man
is he white?
No, he's white. It should be pretty easy. And he wore number 45. And it's not Jeff Withey. It was before Jeff Withey. Jeff Withey.
Really stuck. I don't know none of them.
Hold on. I wonder if he won the championship when they won in 2008. I almost said his name typing it out.
Big man.
Mm-hmm. He's 33 now.
It's none of the Zellers. They all went to Duke and North Carolina.
Yeah.
All the Zellers and the Plumleys.
Mm-hmm.
No, you gotta tell me. No, I don't know.
Okay, so the Marquette guy was Lazar Hayward. The Ohio State was Daquan Cook.
Daquan Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was thinking Daquan, this brother, the shooter that played for the Heat, and he got a brother in the league.
Does he have a brother?
Deron Wright. That's what I was.
You thinking about DeLon Wright? I mean, not DeLon Wright. Darrell Wright.
Real right. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. And the center was Cole Aldridge.
I do remember him. You know what's crazy? I do remember him, and I was gonna say Chris Kaman. I was like, no, it's too early.
Chris Kaman went to Western Michigan.
I was like, yeah, he definitely some. Yeah, I remember Aldridge. Good boy.
Yeah, he went. He was a part of the national championship team when they beat Memphis.
He's built like Jokic now, but not that big.
Yeah, 6'11", 253. Yeah, man.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but
we
might play this game again. I want you to get ready because we probably gonna play this game again next week. You're gonna have to ask me. It's gonna have to be innocuous. Ah, shit, fuck. Oh, one more thing. College basketball. You know Murray State's 25-2.
Yeah, Pete.
And they're ranked.
They spread me 20 every game. See, they almost lost yesterday though.
Yeah, LSU I think lost yesterday too, but Tari Eason been getting buckets, a lot of buckets.
That was big. Yo, the SEC made a case for the best conference in the country.
Yeah, it's the best conference is I don't know because Big Ten is kind of crazy too.
We didn't say they were, but they said they made a case for it last.
Yeah.
You know, the only game, and it said because the only game I didn't see, I watched all the SEC games last night, except for the Kentucky game. I did not see none of that game.
That game was at 1 o'clock on CBS.
And by the time I thought about it, shit, I seen it was a good first half, and I seen the second half. I came out blistered.
They was down by like I want to say like 12 or so in the first half, and they went on this crazy run before halftime, and they was up by 1, and then after that they ain't looked back.
There you go. Kentucky, shit. I might be Final Four bound this year.
Don't say that. I don't want to get too emotional because last time I got emotional, I was cursing out Chris Webber at my TV because Kansas State beat us in the Sweet 16. I was so fucking mad, bro. You know how mad I was? You know how special that team was with Shea, PJ Washington, Jared Vanderbilt, Kevin Knox. That team was special, man. They could have won the championship. And don't get me started on 2016 when fucking Luke May hit a mid-range jumper to go to the final. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
I think
That was
everybody's mad about that.
that was some, people at home. That was some bullshit. You hear me?
Yeah, that was definitely bullshit. I'm like, oh my god.
That run was crazy. They
It's,
beat Wichita. They beat Wichita State in the first round. Then De'Aaron let his nuts hang against UCLA and had 39. And then we get to this. Come on, man. Come on, man.
so, so what do you think?
Fucking Luke May, and they won the championship that year too.
No, after that shit.
What was you gonna ask me?
Okay. So what do you think is what's going on with it? What's your prediction for the Lakers?
Like what? Like what are they gonna do now, or what are they gonna do? Like
The- They are they playing in the playing tournament?
let's see where they're at right now. I have the NBA website, but I want to look at my phone for some dumb reason. So right now they are in ninth. They are. They're
I had another question after
they're a
this.
game and a half back from 8, and 3.5 games back from 7.
Portland holding on strong, ain't they? I mean, not Portland, Minnesota.
Yeah, they went on a nice little streak before All Star break. So yeah.
And the Evers been struggling a little bit. I guess because he got hurt. Huh? I know he got hurt.
Well, sometimes he's erratic. More times than not, he's a really good driver, but sometimes he over relies on his jump shot because he can shoot
Yeah.
it, but he just over relies on it where he could be driving and getting to the line more. And a lot of their offense runs through strictly just Cat D'Lo and Anthony Edwards and nobody else.
Yeah.
And then Malik
See that?
Beasley off the bench. That's pretty much it. Nobody else.
Forgot about him.
Are they gonna make the? You said are they gonna get out of the play-in to be like a top 6 seed?
Do you think they're playing in the playing tournament,
Yes.
or are they going out?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I can't foresee any of these top 6 teams falling out of the top 6.
Yeah.
I don't
But
see
then
Minnesota climbing up and taking Denver's spot at 6.
Yeah.
And the way the Mavericks playing defense and the way Luka has been tearing everybody apart before he was like averaging 40 a game like the past 5 games.
Yeah.
I don't that they might be the most likely team that may fall down, but I don't know. The Clippers keep winning games because they just have a whole bunch of veterans on their team. So first of all, they got to get past them. The Lakers have to get past
them.
them.
Let them do that.
And secondly, Portland. Hey, that boy Anthony Simons is a different person. Oh my God, I still need to go back and watch them play that whole game against Memphis because the end of that game was crazy. The end of that game was wild. And apparently the combination of Josh Hart and all of the new guys coming in is a good thing.
That boy Ja tried to end Nurkic's life that game, boy. He
Ja
tried
is
to
a
dunk
different
on him.
breed, bro. And he has his nickname really suits his game.
What is his nickname?
Apparently he's the ninja and Jaren Jackson is a unicorn. And the reason why I feel like it suits him really well is because you can't stop him from getting the paint, and it'd be so subtle, and he moves like a ninja because he'd be so smooth and slick and shit like that. He'd be gliding through the air, and you know what I'm saying? Move like a ninja. And Jaren Jackson, yeah, the unicorn, yeah, I can get
I think
that.
they didn't even have him in the game at the end of that game.
Jaren,
Yeah.
I think he
They had Brandon, or
fouled
maybe he
out.
fouled out. I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't
like he
know.
fouled somebody. Yeah, he fouled Nurkic, and that was his last foul. He fouled out. Nurkic was big down the stretch. He was getting to it.
So I got then my other question for you. See that 10th and that 11th seed is Portland and New Orleans.
Yeah, no, Portland and San Antonio.
Mm,
Well, they're
damn.
tied. They're all Portland, San Antonio. Oh, I'm sorry. San Antonio and New Orleans are tied. They're
For the
both
11th.
they're both 2 games back of 10. Yeah.
So Portland's 10th right now.
Yes.
So who is getting that 10th seed?
I wish I
You
knew
know,
the answer to this question.
We're gonna
Uh,
assume Dame is coming back now because the
uh,
Portland is heating up. He gonna have to come back because he still can make the play.
I don't know. Okay.
And then the bad thing about it,
I feel like if Dame comes back, it will kind of. I don't know.
you know,
I don't know.
Pelicans playing good. All three of those teams playing good.
Yeah.
Then the
Um.
bad thing, so let's say LeBron is in the playing, he comes out the playing tournament victorious.
Hmm.
He's gonna have to play the Suns or the Warriors in the first round. So that's and if LeBron knows how I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say LeBron's thinking how I'm thinking. I don't think LeBron would want to see them in the first round. So does that mean LeBron is about to go on a crazy next month and a half?
I would hope
Probably get
so.
out
If he does
things
that, if he does, that would be amazing. If he really does, that would be absolutely positively amazing.
yeah.
That'd be great.
He might have to. Same with Brooklyn over there in the West. I mean in the East.
Yeah, let me scroll up to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is at number 8 right now, but it's different in the East because Boston is at 6 and they're 4.5 games back, and Brooklyn is only 2.5 games back from 6, and they're about five. They're 4.5 games back from the 3 seed, and
Well, I hope they get out of
and I'm
that.
assuming Ben Simmons will probably be back. I hope so after the All Star break.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
would
so
hope
too.
so, but I don't know.
82.
You know what I'm saying? The team I'm most interested in, like in the East, is Atlanta because Atlanta is sitting at 10 right now. Charlotte has lost like 9 out of their last 10 games. Brooklyn was sliding, but then they won their last 2 games.
Yeah.
Toronto has been surging. Boston has been surging. I don't see anywhere where they can fit in to get into the top like 8.
Are you talking about Atlanta or Brooklyn?
Atlanta, unless Katie don't come back and it's just Ben Simmons there, and we'll see how that works out. But I don't know.
Yeah, that playing in the East
There's a
is dangerous.
possibility that if it stays packed right now, Atlanta will have to play Toronto in the play-in, and I don't know. They beat Toronto the last time they played them, but Toronto's defense is insane. Like it's crazy. But I wouldn't count it out in a 1 game scenario.
Yeah, for either team.
And then say for instance if Toronto loses, okay, if they beat Toronto, then they're gonna have to play the Nets or the Hornets. If the Nets win, I'm assuming KD is there. I don't know if they beat Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Or even if they do, they're gonna have to play Miami or Chicago in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. Brooklyn versus Chicago in the first round.
That would be warfare. Good lord.
That would be warfare. The whole East first round is about to be warfare. Don't even matter.
You know what the 4-5 is right now? Cleveland and Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's
3-6 is Boston and Philly.
yeah, that's what I want to see.
2-7 is Toronto and Chicago and Miami and Brooklyn are 1-8.
So yeah, as much as I do want to see Kevin Durant versus uh DeMar in the first round, definitely rather see DeMar return back to Toronto in the first round. That would be nice. Yo, but another thing,
Mm-hmm.
DeMar is in a crazy position right now. He cannot lose in the first round this year.
Why not?
What you mean? Why not?
What you mean? What I mean?
He
Okay.
cannot lose in the
So
first.
what I tell you is right. I'm just gonna throw you this stat real quick. Demar just tied the same record. I think it was is Wilt Chamberlain for
Yeah.
consecutive 35-point games, shooting better than 50% from the field. That's fucking crazy. And all
That's
the
why
injuries that they
he,
had, he's been the only guy that's been there damn near every game, and they're
yeah,
second in the East. If they
MVP.
lose, then they lose. But it's like, oh, I mean,
Yeah, I
he's
mean
tough.
to us, yeah, I mean yeah, to us he's definitely tough. Not putting no dirt on him if he loses,
Yeah,
but to the greater public, if DeMar DeRozan loses in this first round,
yeah.
this is going to be very bad. But no,
I
look,
wouldn't say very bad, but
not very bad, but. No,
I don't
but
know,
I just don't
man.
want to see him. I just don't want to see that outcome.
Yeah,
So,
and just looking
because
at
he
the rest of
deserves
the
playoff
East,
success.
looking at the bottom half of the East, the Wizards are only a game behind the 10 seed.
They're still in there. Charlotte better get their shit right, or we gonna be taking their spot.
Yeah,
Somebody's spot. So somebody better get their shit right.
yeah.
Because the Knicks not hopping in front of us. Hey, as long as the Knicks don't hop in front of us, I'm
The Knicks
satisfied with it.
are 2.5 games behind y'all. And I got one more question for you. We keep saying one more question, but we've been going for like an extra 30 minutes. This is the last question. Do you think the Sacramento Kings can get into the 10 seed? Right now they're 13th. They're a game and a half behind San Antonio and New Orleans, and they are 3.5 games behind Portland.
So, you see, De'Aaron Fox been dropping 20s, 25 since Sabonis been there.
Yeah,
But where's Sabonis? I need 25, 20, 20, 25 from you too.
yeah.
I think
But they've
Sabonis
only
is
played
getting.
3 games, so it's like I'm not expecting too much off the jump. But from what I've seen, I do like it.
I haven't really. I haven't watched it, but
Their ball movement has been greatly increased. That's the thing I
yeah.
enjoy about it the most. You know.
Just as long as I don't think they can get there,
Mm,
just because it's a lot of traffic in front.
yeah, there is.
A lot of traffic in front.
That
But
is.
next year, I think that's a team that can float around 500. So at
And this is
least.
the thing I was talking about, where it's like so much competition in the NBA now. Like, if you
Yeah.
look in the West 1 through 13, it's like, damn, these are a lot of good teams, like a lot. And if you go to the East, like 1 through 11 is like these are some decent ass teams. Like especially one through 10.
Yeah, one through 10 is
Good,
very
it's crazy. Like,
good.
and the team that everybody thought was gonna win a championship is in eighth.
Man,
Like, what?
I think they about to go on a run too.
And the
Kevin
team that
Durant,
I thought they was gonna be in the bottom three is at 4. Yeah, Cleveland
coach of the year.
is 35-23.
See the coach of the year?
It's either him or Taylor Jenkins. I was thinking about that earlier.
Yeah.
You
I
know
don't think they
who
talking about
should
getting
receive
that.
some coach of the year love? I said this in my video. Jason Kidd. Even though they're in the same seating, they completely changed their identity. They're a defensive team now, and their defense is elite. So those
Yeah.
are the three top candidates to me.
Yeah, I agree. Grizzlies, Jason Kidd, Cleveland.
Hmm.
I don't like this narrative that Steve Nash can't coach now.
Who said that?
That's just what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of Steve Nash can't coach.
Well, it's his second year coaching. He might
Yeah.
not know how to coach yet.
Right. His
So
team is injured.
why would you say that? Is like your first time coaching. You coaching 3 superstars. Good lord, bro. How hard can that? That's probably the hardest shit you can do.
Fact.
You know, it'd be different if he was coaching Orlando or Houston or something like that. That'd be different. But you coaching 3 established superstars. What?
You see what David Blatt said about LeBron?
No, he's still a little bit mad about what happened.
Yes, so said said LeBron wouldn't be what he is in Europe.
Of course, we explained that earlier. The game is completely different. So it's like, yeah, a lot of people in the NBA wouldn't be the same in Europe. That's why they're in the NBA. So 2 different games. Of course they would. Like, people be saying dumb shit sometimes. Shout out to David Blatt though. He's a good coach. I forgot what team he's coaching.
Real Madrid.
And speaking of Europe, shout out to Dwayne Bacon out there in the EuroLeague doing his thing, man. Shout out to Dwayne Bacon. With that being said, folks, we're gonna end the episode as I sit up in my chair. I'm getting ready to watch this Memphis game. ABC, tune in 3:30. They playing against SMU. Come enjoy the show, man. Until next time, folks. Stay cozy.
Yes,
If
sir.
I can get over here and stop the recording. Yep, there we go.